Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program with Gary Papa, Dave Roberts, and Jim Gardner.
It is Tuesday night, and the big story on Action News tonight is Vice President Al Gore engaged in a high-stakes game of beat the clock, which is why lawyers for Gore asked a judge in Tallahassee today to begin a recount of some 13,000 disputed ballots immediately, conducted by judges and court clerks in Miami-Dade and Palm Beach counties. The Gore team knows it must act quickly because of the December 12th deadline to choose Florida's presidential electors. Gore appeared again today to state his case to the public.
I believe this is a time to count every vote and not to run out the clock. This is not a time for delay, obstruction, and procedural roadblocks.
But Bush Communications Director Karen Hughes countered with this response.
Another set of rules. He proposes yet another count and yet another deadline. Common sense does not allow it.
And while the Gore challenge begins to play out in Tallahassee, preparations are underway for Friday's hearing at the U.S. Supreme Court. Both sides filed their briefs late today. George W. Bush is asking the court to declare that the manual recounts in Florida, as ordered by the Florida Supreme Court, were against federal law and unconstitutional. Meanwhile, Bush continued to hold transition meetings today, and in a bold move to assert his authority as president-elect, he moved some of his chief advisors from Austin to Washington. Let's go live to Action News reporter Michelle McCormack, who is in Tallahassee tonight. Michelle, as we have stated, the Gore team is trying to contest the election with lightning speed, but it doesn't appear that the judge is inclined to move as fast as Gore's lawyers want him to.
Well, he's really trying to play the middle ground, it seemed, from watching the court proceedings today, in my opinion, Jim. He did order, however, that those disputed ballots, some 13,000 of them, be delivered to the courthouse here in Tallahassee by Friday noon, as well as some of the voting machines, as these attorneys jockey for position in a case where time is of the essence. Al Gore's plans for a fast-tracked contest to Florida's election results hit a speed bump. The judge pushed a hearing back to Saturday regarding the counting of Miami-Dade and Palm Beach County ballots. Not exactly the immediate examination lawyers for the vice president had requested, as the December 12th deadline for choosing electors looms.
It does truncate to some extent the appellate time, but everybody's got their problems with this case.
The state Supreme Court has given a Palm Beach County couple a day to file briefs over the butterfly ballot. It joins another set of written briefs seeking a revote because residents claim the ballot's layout confused them into voting for Pat Buchanan instead of Al Gore. But the justices have yet to request oral arguments.
The court has made no determination whether it will accept either of these cases that were filed.
Earlier in the day, the court served as a backdrop for a small but impassioned rally by the Reverend Jesse Jackson. He was in Tallahassee to support Gore's challenge of the ballot count in Florida and criticize the governor here, who is also the brother of the certified winner.
All this crisis is taking place like no other state on John Ellis Bush's watch.
Now, Jackson has several other demonstrations in other parts of the country scheduled in the coming days, culminating with a march on the U.S. Supreme Court Friday. Live in Tallahassee, Michelle McCormack, Channel 6 Action News. Jim?
Thank you, Michelle. In other news tonight, a man being sought for the ambush murder of his estranged wife has been taken into custody. Chopper 6 was over southwest Philadelphia, where 54-year-old Ernest Brown was arrested 1 hour ago after police stopped his van near Island and Lindbergh Boulevards. It was back on Saturday night when police say Brown shot his estranged wife, Gwendolyn, as she sat in her parked car in the 7000 block of Pennorth Avenue in Upper Darby. The couple's 13-year-old daughter was sitting next to her mother, but was not hurt. Brown is being held tonight at Upper Darby Police Headquarters, where he is waiting to be arraigned. Bucks County Police are trying to track down the man who carjacked a vehicle with a baby inside. Action News reporter Dan Quayer is live at the police station in Morrisville tonight. Dan, what's the latest there?
Well, Jim, this is a story of a father who police say made a mistake, leaving his baby in a running car and risking a carjacking. Fortunately, in this case, police say the carjacker, whoever he is, apparently had a conscience, for upon realizing there was a baby in the back seat, he quickly abandoned the car and even told police where to find it. Detectives from Falls Township were assisting Morrisville police in lifting fingerprints off the 1999 Ford Escort carjacked late in the afternoon. The car had been carjacked from a rear driveway in the 400 block of North Pennsylvania Avenue. Police say what the carjacker apparently didn't know was that 2-month-old Sophia Lillian Merker was asleep in the back seat. The baby's father, 26-year-old Chris Merker, says he left the car running and went in the house to get the baby's shoes.
I ran in the house real quick and came back out, and the car was gone. I bugged out. I ran out front, looked down the street. I was just going berserk.
Merker called Morrisville police, who in turn called police in nearby Trenton in case the carjacker tried to make a run for it there. Sure enough, within minutes, Trenton police received an anonymous call saying the car and the baby could be found in a desolate alley off the 600 block of Monmouth Street.
As soon as I pulled up, I sold the car, went to the back seat. Baby's crying in the back seat. It was perfect shape.
The baby was rushed to Frankfurt Bucks Hospital, where doctors gave the 2-month-old a clean bill of health. As for the anonymous caller, police don't know for sure, but they think it was the carjacker.
I believe their conscience really bothered them, so that's why they called and let us know about the baby, which is a good thing.
Police say it's fortunate this story has a good ending, but nevertheless...
I think this says it all as a lesson. Never leave a car running, number one, especially not with a child in it.
Clearly, Chris Merker has learned his lesson.
It just happens that fast, you learn from this mistake, and it just happens.
Meanwhile, police continue their search for the carjacker. They are running the fingerprints they lifted from the car through the crime computer system to see if they can find a match. So far, they haven't been successful. Live at the Morrisville Police Department in Bucks County, I'm Dan Cuellar, Channel 6 Action News.
Thank you, Dan. A 14-year-old boy was killed today when he was run over by an Amtrak train in Sharon Hill. The victim and 5 friends were crossing the tracks near Clifton and Elmwood Roads on their way home from Academy Park High School. The other boys made it. The victim did not. He was declared dead at Fitzgerald Mercy Hospital. Police have not released the teenager's name. A Philadelphia judge has ordered the rap artist known as ODB held without bail. As we told you last night, the rapper, whose real name is Russell Jones, was arrested behind a Grays Ferry McDonald's. ODB was wanted in New York on drug charges and in California, where he disappeared from a court-ordered drug treatment program. An extradition hearing is set for December 8th. There was an update meeting tonight for parents and students affected by that arson fire at East Pikeland Elementary School. Police believe it was set Friday morning by robbers who wanted a diversion while they held up a nearby bank. Administrators told parents tonight that the cleanup is well underway and temporary classrooms are being set up in parts of the building not damaged by the fire.
The one priority that we have is it is going to open and be safe for your children to move back into that school. We will not open that school if it's not safe.
Students are attending class in other schools in the district. The target date to reopen East Pikeland is December 4th. Well, AccuWeather is now tracking the possibility of some light snow in our area. Dave Roberts is standing by outside with the forecast. David?
Well, there's a chilly breeze in the air, Jim, as we speak tonight. You can feel the moisture. The question is, does it stay as moisture when it moves into the area, or do temperatures get cold enough so it changes over to some wet snow? This is what we're watching. You see the storm center, which is moving out of northern Illinois and Michigan there. It's going to drop down into the area and bring with it some moisture and somewhat cooler air. Then a secondary, another low forms, and we're either going to get some rain. We're definitely going to get some rain out of this, but we have the possibility of it changing over to some snow. Wednesday night on into Thursday morning, those are the key times. The rain first, and then perhaps that changeover to rain and wet snow. The farther north you go, the greater chance for seeing some snow, perhaps even a coating in the general Philadelphia area, and we can get some rain and a mixture of wet snow, and to the south of that, maybe some slushy stuff. So we'll continue to watch the systems for you. We'll check it out in Action Radar when we come back in just a few minutes. We'll also have that 5-day forecast. Jim?
Thank you, David. And nobody is suggesting that it will be needed Thursday morning, but whenever the situation warrants, the Action News school closing system is poised for another season. Still to come on Action News tonight, the European country that is ready to let doctors help their patients die. And the FDA is pulling a drug for women off the market after less than a year. Dave Roberts returns with the wintry details from AccuWeather. That and more when Action News continues tonight. Dramatic political development in Israel. Israel's parliament has voted overwhelmingly to hold new elections. The vote came after Prime Minister Ehud Barak reluctantly agreed to the idea. 2 months of violent clashes with Palestinians has shaken public confidence in Barak's government. The elections could be held as early as February, but some opposition lawmakers say May is more likely. That would be just 2 years after Barack took office. The Dutch parliament has approved a historic bill that would make physician-assisted suicide legal. The law would make the Netherlands the first country in the world to openly let doctors help suffering patients end their lives. Opposition was led by the Vatican, which said the law violates human dignity. When it comes to car insurance, bigger is better and cheaper, at least according to the nation's leading automobile insurer. State Farm is cutting rates for some luxury cars, vans, and SUVs. Even so, owners of larger vehicles will still pay more than owners of small cars. Critics claim that large vehicles don't deserve the brake, because they pose a threat to other drivers in collisions. Drivers in Pennsylvania and New Jersey must wait for their state governments to approve the new rates. Still to come on Action News tonight, beauty products that promise younger skin may actually be speeding up the aging process. A special report when we continue in just a moment. We have a developing story in Gloucester County, New Jersey. A number of police agencies are currently engaged in a manhunt, that after a home invasion in Mantua Township. Now, Chopper 6 is over the Cold Springs housing development, where police have urged residents to stay indoors. Police converged on the area around Berkeley Road near Route 45 within the past hour. Officials have not released information about the specific suspect they're looking for, only that he is a suspect in a home invasion. They say he is possibly armed. Fortunately, there have been no reports of any injuries. On Health Check tonight, the FDA is pulling a new drug off the shelves of your local pharmacy. The medication is called Lotrinex. It is a treatment for irritable bowel syndrome in women, but the drug has been linked to a growing number of deaths and hospitalizations. One of the severe side effects of Lotrinex can be life-threatening intestinal inflammation. The drug was approved for use last February. It is off the market immediately. An environmental group says hazardous ingredients could be lurking in some nail polish. The Environmental Working Group says dibutyl phthalate has been found in 30 products sold nationwide. The group claims that DBP has been linked to birth defects in laboratory animals, primarily to male offspring. The government tests show it can pass from nail polish into the body. The cosmetics industry denies that DBP poses any health risk. A local hospital is being honored in a unique way tonight. Officials and New Jersey lawmakers were on hand today to unveil a New Jersey license plate featuring the Deborah Heart and Lung Center. The Browns Mills Medical Center is the first hospital in New Jersey to get its own license plate. The special plates will cost $50, $40 of which will go into a special state fund to benefit the hospital. Well, beauty products with alpha hydroxy acids are marketed as a way to reveal layers of younger skin. But what do they reveal down the road? Anita Brickman asks the experts in this special report.
Alpha hydroxy acids, the skincare buzzwords of the 90s. They're drawn from fruit and milk sugars, and in salons or doctor's offices, served up as mini peels to wipe away old skin cells and expose a fresher, younger face. In 1992, milder versions went over the counter into dozens of cleansers, creams, and lotions. Some women just can't get enough of them.
They come in and say, I want to look younger.
I'm going to turn 40 in March, and people never believe that.
Now, however, governments on both sides of the Atlantic are concerned that alpha hydroxy acids, or AHAs, may do their job too well. AHAs speed up the shedding of damaged, dried-out cells. The surface looks younger, but experts say those old cells are part of the skin's natural protection.
By taking off those outer layers, you're making your skin more exposed, and especially to the sun.
In May, the Food and Drug Administration warned that thinning that outer layer allows more ultraviolet rays from sunlight to penetrate the deeper layers of skin. In the long run, that causes more damage and increases the risk of skin cancer. Government scientists privately worry that AHAs may drive already rising skin cancer rates even higher. Therefore, sunscreens are a must to prevent AHA-related damage.
The patients that are especially at risk are patients who have real fair skin.
Lisa Jeffries has used alpha hydroxy products since they came out, but she's used sunscreens even longer. As a cosmetics sales rep, Lisa tells customers to use moisturizers and foundations with an SPF or sun protection factor of at least 15. But she says younger women just aren't listening.
Younger women think they're never going to age.
Some AHA products carry sunscreen advisories, but most don't. The FDA is now considering mandatory labels, even warnings. And in Europe, regulators may limit the acid concentrations allowed.
5% still has the potential for aggravating any sun damage if you don't use it with a sunblock.
As the controversy mounts, cosmetics companies like Avon and Estee Lauder are offering hydroxy acid-free alternatives. Retinol is one ingredient that rejuvenates skin, but doesn't seem to promote the sun damage and accelerated aging now being associated with AHAs. I'm Anita Brickman, Channel 6 Action News.
Interesting.
Yes.
Eric Lindros ready to play, but where?
Oh, that is the question tonight. Oh, he's cleared to play. Now he says where he wants to play. He wants to play with his hometown team, the Toronto Maple Leafs. In fact, he's been working out up there in Toronto for the past couple of weeks with York University. He says that maybe Bob Clark and the man up there in Toronto, Pat Quinn, can do the deal and get it all together.
I got to sign a contract. And, if Bob wants to improve his team, like I said, then he can trade me. I think the people in Philadelphia are very knowledgeable as far as, in terms of hockey and understand the situation.
Oh, from Eric Lindros, let's get to the reaction of the guy back here in Philadelphia, the Flyers GM, Bob Clark. He says over and over today, he'll only do one thing. That is one thing only. What is best for the Flyers, and that is
We're certainly not going to try and stop Eric from playing in the National Hockey League. But we are going to make the best deal with any club that we can for the Flyers.
Bottom line today, Eric Lindros wants to go to Toronto. Honors today for Eagles quarterback Donovan McNabb. He gets the big one, the NFL Player of the Week award. He and the rest of the team will start their workouts tomorrow. They'll be hosting Tennessee on Sunday. Couple ways this Sunday Eagles can make the playoffs. If they win, Washington loses to the Giants, Tampa Bay loses to Dallas. Or, if they win, Washington loses to the Giants, St. Louis loses to Carolina, and New Orleans loses to Denver. It could happen this week. Eagles punter Sean Lendetta at the Prospect Park School today, talking to the fourth graders, signing some autographs, and answering their questions.
We play Tennessee next.
My brother, he said you're going to lose, but I say you guys are going to win.
Well, I hope you're right, and I hope your brother's wrong this time.
Also today, Eagle lineman Paul Grassmanis at Father Judge High School and gets a nice round of applause. They're everywhere because tonight Troy Vincent, the defensive back at the NFL charity dinner, the Adams Mark Hotel in Center City tonight. Sixers off tonight. They'll be hosting Washington tomorrow. Matt Geiger's not going to be able to play. He's got that tendonitis in his knee. But Allen Iverson, now watch him in practice today, can't even stand up for a while. He sits out because of the pain. It's not that serious, he says. He will play tomorrow, but you have to be wondering, what's wrong with Iverson?
He's been there for like a month. My wife thought it was probably a piece of glass or something in it. So I went today and they kind of, I don't know what he did. He had some little razor or something. Scraped it down.
That's how they got rid of that wart in the foot. Tomorrow they'll be hosting Washington. Look at them tonight. How bad are the Wizards tonight against Atlanta? And they're at home to Atlanta. They lose by 27 points, 102-75. Washington was awful. Sixers are hot. Flyers are hot. Of course, the Eagles are hot. But how about the Phillies? Well, that project belonged to their new manager, Larry Boa. Today he's at their luncheon at Veterans Stadium. He says, we got to work on one thing. We've been working on it all winter. Confidence.
It's not like these are 32 and 33-year-old players out here. They got a big ceiling on them, so they're going to get better. We just got to let them know how good they are. I don't think they think they're very good right now.
Also their third base coach, John Vukovic. Bench coach, you remember Greg Gross. And pitching coach, that's Vern Rule. And 78 is the number to pitchers and catchers at Clearwater.
They need confidence. They need some pitching.
They need a bullpen. That'll help their confidence.
A little bullpen pitching.
Yeah.
All right, the road to Broadway is bringing actress Kathleen Turner to Philadelphia. She opened in the one-woman play Tallulah tonight at the Miriam Theater in Center City. It is the story of legendary film actress Tallulah Bankhead, who spills the secrets of her life while she frantically gets ready for the party for President Harry Truman. Kathleen Turner. The show runs through Sunday at the Merriam Theater in Center City, Philadelphia.
Well, yes, but we will take what may...
Blizzard conditions moving up the coast, a nor'easter moving down from, it's just going to be unbelievable. Right?
The mere mention of snow and everyone
just sends us into
it sends everybody into a frenzy.
Yes, it does.
Well, there's no need for a frenzy whatsoever. Do not be concerned. This is just a little iffy heading in our direction. That's what I'm going to call it. We've got some cloud cover to our north and to our west, a little precipitation going there. There's the storm center. This is the frontal system. This is what's causing all of the concern as we continue to track it. And let's do that now as we go to action radar. Set it in motion. Over the past several hours, you see the light precipitation going by to the north, the cloud cover kind of lifting. It still remains to the north. Now, the wider picture will show you our concern. And here is the mix. You see it coming out of the Dakotas on into Minnesota, on into Wisconsin, on into Illinois, where it's changing over to a mix now, but this is the system. And AccuWeather says Wednesday night, late Wednesday night, early Thursday morning is the key time for this. We expect some snow in the northern and western suburbs, but generally rain, starting as rain with some wet snow mixed in, maybe a little slush in some areas. The worst scenario, we see perhaps a coating in some areas, especially to the north and west, folks up in northern Bucks and Montgomery County in those areas. That is the worst scenario out of this. The system's just going to bring us some rain and the possibility that we see just a few flakes. Call from AccuWeather is, here we go, watchful. Always have to be watchful. That is the call. 31 degrees up there in the Poconos, 35 in Allentown, 37 in Reading, Lancaster 36 degrees, Wilmington 41, 42 in Dover, 45 in Cape May, Atlantic City 46. Up we go to Trenton 39. 41. Our present is also our low for the day at 54 with a high. In the northeast, 42. Pair of fours outside the station in Center City, 41 at the airport, Camden, 45. Let's go live on Sky 6 now. We're on the Jersey side. We're crossing the Delaware. We're heading to Philadelphia. 11 o'clock numbers show a present temperature reading of 41 degrees. Humidity up to 68%. If you're out at all today, you feel the moisture in the air. The barometer 30.10. It's on the rise. Winds out of the west, 12 miles an hour. The water temperature in the ocean is 48 degrees. Tonight, AccuWeather says just partly cloudy, 36 in the suburbs, 40 for Center City. Take a look now at the exclusive AccuWeather 5-day forecast. Partly sunny for rush hour in the morning. No problem, 42 degrees. The clouds move in the afternoon. Later in the evening, you'll get some rain. Early morning hours could see some flurry activity. Some wet snow, 52 degrees. And then Thursday, windy and colder, but again, the possibility of some rain and wet snow Thursday morning around rush hour. And then 42 degrees at 42 degrees. And then the colder air comes in, 38 and 36 degrees. We continue to track the system. Of course, Cecily Tynan will be here early in the morning to pick it up and watch what develops.
Okay, David. Still to come on Action News tonight, a Channel 6 program with its name up in lights when we continue in just a moment. A member of our Channel 6 family is receiving some well-deserved praise tonight. Diego Castellano is celebrating 30 years as host and producer of Puerto Rican Panorama. He has highlighted the Delaware Valley's rich Puerto Rican and Latin community since 1970, and so tonight, Pico Energy offered a salute atop its tower in Center City. Chopper 6 flew past the Philadelphia landmark as a special message became visible in bright lights high above Philadelphia. It reads, celebrating 3 decades, Puerto Rican Panorama on 6 ABC. Nightline is next on Channel 6. Action News continues at 5 a.m. with Monica Malpass, Rick Williams, and Cecily Tynan. Now for Gary Papa, Dave Roberts, the entire Action News team, I'm Jim Gardner. Have a good night tonight.